Hi there, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Pete Cinella Show. We are getting down to the wire. We are almost done with the season. I think we're in episode 13. It's incredible how time flies, but Knights fans, thank you for joining us all season long. I'm staying, of course, with the head of the FDU women's basketball program, Pete Cinella. Pete, before we get into the games this past weekend, a lot to talk about. 3 games in 5 days. But first, we knew it was going to happen since last week. Kelsey Cruz, junior guard, scored her 1,000th point Monday night at St. Francis, Brooklyn. Just talk about that. The impact of that point to cross the threshold was the game winner that night, but also her impact on the team this season and on the program.
Oh, well, congratulations to Kelsey. Very well deserved. Scoring 1,000 points as a junior. And you also got to remember, she played very little as a freshman. She only played 12 minutes a game, and she even sat out a few games. So she's done that a lot in these past 2 seasons, averaging 15 and now 19. So very well deserved. Great scorer. She can score in a variety of ways. Very efficient shot maker. Not too often do you see a guard not get a lot of layups and yet shoot close to 45%. Usually guards are more in the 30%. Sometimes they're getting a lot of layups, breakaway layups. Kelsey has to work for every shot, and she still hits a consistent 45% from the field. And of course, she's a great foul shooter, having won the national championship last year in foul shooting and being 80-90% every year.
Absolutely. Congrats, Kelsey. I one of the most, if not the most efficient 2-guard I've ever seen in college, personally at least. Let's talk about the 3 games. 3 games in 5 days, coming off of a very tough loss against Bryant here at Tress Arena. Then you had to go on the road, needing a couple wins, and you did just that. We got Mount St. Mary's last Saturday, and that was a pretty dominant win. Before we get into the other ones, give me some thoughts about the victory over the Mount and some tough conditions.
Oh, well, the last 3 games, incredible games. And if you want to watch a team play, come watch the FDU women's basketball team play. We can almost guarantee that the game will end with a last-second shot. I mean, not many teams can guarantee that, but unbelievable. So we had 3 road games on the road in 5 days. We hit a shot at the buzzer at Mount. We hit a shot to win at Brooklyn in the last, few seconds of the game, and then Sacred Heart hits a shot in the last few seconds of the game to win by 1. So 3 straight last-second 1-point games. That's coming off a game in which we just lost to Bryant by 2 and Robert Morris by 1. So just an incredible 5 games in these last 6 where there have been 1 or 2 points. But the Mount game was huge. We needed that one. They're tough at home. We were tied with them. It gives us a little bit of a lead on them as we win the tiebreaker. But just getting gritty, tough, Kiana Brown's 2 key free throws, Valerie Okilomi's big 3, and then Amanda Andretti's attacking the basket, and Erica Livermore winning the game at the buzzer. But it was really our defense that did the job at Mount.
Absolutely. Now I got to ask you, the beginning of conference play started with your opponent tomorrow, Central Connecticut. That was a tough road loss, but that seemed to be the end of that streak. Really, you started rattling off solid performances, starting with Bryant the weekend after,
right.
And now you're, like you just said, you have 3 games in 5 days. The margin combined is 5 points. Tell me where the team was then and now. What strides the team has made, where they are right now, what's changed since then?
Well, definitely back to Central. That was so long ago when we played Central Connecticut. We're trying to figure out what type of team we were, what type of rhythm we were going to be in, what type of style we were going to play. And, they beat us pretty good. I think Central beat us by a lot. And but the next game we played at Bryant, and that's when we started to figure out the rotations and how we have to play, and really from there we've evolved, and now we're playing our best right now, which is always great as you head into the weekend in March. You want to be playing the best ball, and that's what we're doing now. We're rebounding well. Our turnovers very low. If we're not number 1 in the league and committing the fewest turnovers, we're very close behind at second. So we're taking care of the ball. We've been very solid offensively, consistently shooting over 40% from 2 and 70% from the line. So we're playing well, and now we're playing good D. So we're a much different team than we were last time, and hope we can have a different result.
Last I checked before Wednesday night's game against Sacred Heart, you were first in the conference in limiting your turnovers. And against Sacred Heart, I believe you had 13, so keeping them pretty low.
Right.
You out-rebounded them by double figures. Give me some thoughts about that one, because it was in the first half. You opened up, you had a 12-point lead at one point. You seemed to be coasting.
Yeah.
And then things kind of slowed down. They started hitting their shots in the second half, and the Knights shot 25% from the field in the second half. So give me some thoughts about that.
Yeah, it was one of those games where we were up 12 in the first half, and we went into halftime up 6, and we really felt like we should have been up more. And of our recent stretch, and maybe it was our third road game in 5 days, because we've been so strong in second halves. And we got a little tired having that third game in 5 days, and we missed a lot of easy shots. We missed a lot of easy shots in that second half, but we still played hard, scrappy. Amanda Andretti's hit a shot to put us up 1 with under a minute to go, and all we needed to do was get one defensive stop, and we would have won on the road at Sacred Heart. But Sacred Heart came through and made the play. So, credit to them. We have to play them in a few more days, so we got to get right back at it with them.
All right, now on to Central Connecticut tomorrow. Their last 2 road games, both losses. Obviously, they are tied for first right now in the NEC, but vulnerable on the road, at least in recent times. What are you going to do? And you played them first game in the NEC, obviously. We just talked about it, but what are you looking to do to stop them, limit them tomorrow?
Well, they have such a balanced team. It's you can't feature on one player. Last time against us, they really shot the 3 well. So we got to do a better job of getting a hand up on the 3-point shooters. They're a good rebounding team. They have some really good offensive rebounders. We got to keep them off the boards, and then we got to attack their press, and then we got to quickly get into a zone flowing offense versus at the end. But we just have to play better. Last time they played really well, and we have to find a way to play better, because you're right. They've been pretty much the top team in the league, start to finish. They're right there. They're trying to win the league here this last weekend, and we got to try and do whatever we can to battle them.
Tomorrow's Play for K, so all fans in attendance encouraged to wear pink. The coaches and players will be sporting their pink. And then Monday night, since I'm not going to be able to talk to you until after the regular season's finished, but we'll be honoring the seniors on Monday night before in a ceremony. So fans do arrive early. NECFrontRow.com will have the game, and we'll be starting at 6:50 so we can get that ceremony in. We'll be honoring the point guard Amanda Andretti's and Tiffany Grant, both seniors. So before we give a little scouting report on the Pioneers again, and in a week's span, but give me some thoughts about the soon-to-be departing seniors in this program.
Well, yeah, it's very sad for me, because those two have just given everything they've had for 4 years, and Tiffany has improved, and I'm so happy that this year she's been able to start. For a lot of the years she was a role player, and for her to finish out her senior year as a starter, making key plays at the end of games, has just been something that's just been tremendous for her and great experience for her. And then Amanda, she's been my point guard for 4 years, so she pretty much runs the team exactly the way I want it to be run, and she's done that from the minute she got here, and she does exactly what I want her to do out there. So it'd be very hard when they leave, but they've done everything they could to help us win.
Yeah, small but impactful senior class. I mean, personally, as a fan watching, it was great to see Tiffany get inserted into the lineup due to injuries. But she started now 21 consecutive contests, had a career high against Wagner, part of that big victory. She's been great, and Andrade's is a rock. So it will be sad to see them go. Before we finish the Cinella show, let's preview the Pioneers. You just saw them 2 days ago, but you seem to have done a good job of them. They're going to obviously make some adjustments. What adjustments do you need to make against them?
They're going to make adjustments for us, and then we have to make some adjustments for them. And number one thing is we just got to play a little bit better. We had 4 breakaway layups, or close to breakaway layups, we didn't finish. We counted 11 missed layups. So we got to do a better job. And we only had 13 turnovers, but we just had some turnovers that we just shouldn't have committed. And then we have to defend them better. They got some pretty good looks at the end of the game, those layups. So we got to do a better job there.
All right, thanks, and best of luck this weekend.
Oh, thanks, Ryan.
All right, Knights fans, come out to Stratus Arena. They're finishing the regular season with 2 straight home games. Tomorrow the Play for K against Central Connecticut State. Tip-off 2 p.m. And then Monday night, 7 p.m., we'll be honoring the seniors before the game, and then they'll be facing off against Sacred Heart. 1 win and they're in. 1 win, they clinch the postseason berth, and that's it. Next weekend we go to the playoffs. So come out and support your Knights, and obviously FDUKnights.com is your home for all FDU women's basketball related material, content, and Twitter at FDUKnights. Thank you for watching another edition of the Pete Cinella Show. We hope to see you tomorrow and Monday. Thanks for watching again.